Hi folks, hope you're doing well today. This is a case that popped up as I was scouring the internet for poison cases. It was in 2021 and it could be still evolving. I haven't seen any more recent articles on this case. These are the Sharma murders. This case takes us to India, New Delhi to be exact. I retrieved this information from Indian news sources. In March of 21, a New Delhi businessman was arrested for the murders of his wife, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law, which occurred from February through April of last year. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Varun Arora is accused of poisoning Varun's wife, Divya, her sister, Priyanka, his father-in-law, Vidya Sharma, along with Varun's mother-in-law, Anita, with the heavy metal poison thallium. Mr. Sharma is the only survivor of the poisoning. Varun, 37, first ordered the thallium online on January 31st from a pharmaceutical company and then on 2 subsequent occasions. What he did was he took the thallium and he prepared a meal of fish with the poison, and he took that meal over to the in-laws' home. He fed it to his wife, Divya, his sister-in-law, Priyanka, mother-in-law, Anita, and Davinder, the father-in-law. Now the couple also had 2 twin children, and he didn't feed it to them. He gave them milk, and then also he didn't eat it himself. He didn't consume it. He told the family that it was for religious reasons why he didn't eat it himself. Shortly after that, though, Priyanka became very ill, and she was admitted for testing, and then she went to the hospital with very severe pain. She went under the care of a neurologist who didn't run a test or a screening for heavy metal toxins, but instead was misdiagnosed as having Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is a neurological syndrome. And then rabies, which even though she hadn't been bitten by any animal, but they misdiagnosed her as possibly having rabies as well, and she did die there in the hospital on February 15th. Varun ordered more thallium on February 6th and again on March 9th, and he used his mother's account to avoid suspicion to himself. His mother, Gia, is also under investigation as an accomplice to this. On all of these occasions, though, he had the thallium shipped to a relative's house. But from March 3rd to the 5th, Divya, his wife, and Anita, the mother-in-law, were admitted to the hospital complaining of pain and weakness. Now, Davinder, the father-in-law, also became ill as well, but was not sick enough to go to the hospital. Both of the women began losing their hair there, and then Divya fell into a coma on March 5th. The physicians there did do screening for heavy metal poisonings. They did a toxic screening there, and the results were that there were very, very high levels of the heavy metal thallium in their systems. If you're not familiar with the poison thallium, it's a heavy metal poison, and a lot of times it's a poison of choice with people that use it to poison. It's also tasteless, odorless, and colorless, and it is the most toxic metal on Earth. Sadly, Anita passed away on March 30th, and Divya, who still had never come out of the coma, had lost her battle to the poisoning on April 9th. I'm not really clear what the motive for the murder of Anita and Priyanka would be, but the reason why Varun and his mother-in-law, Gia, wanted to kill Divya was from this 6-year festering resentment. What it was several years ago, prior to the poisonings, Divya had become pregnant with another child, but the physician stated that if Divya were to have the baby, that it would pose a severe health risk to her, and so she decided to terminate the baby against the wishes of Varun and Gia, the mother-in-law. So that's basically what the motive was for the killing of that, for her. So anyway, I'm glad you decided to listen to this broadcast with me. I plan on doing more of these in the future here. I hadn't heard this case covered before, so If you liked what I did here, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you feel led. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.